Decibel, abbreviated as dB, it is a logarithmic measurement. Why this measurement came into existence? Let us see its history. Its roots can be traced back to the old telephone system. In those days, the signal was transmitted from the transmitter to a receiver over the cable, and the signal which is at transmitter, it was passed through the long cable and it was reaching the receiver. But signal loss was there after every few miles. And in those days, engineers were measuring the signal loss after every mile. And the unit which they were using for that was MSC, that is miles of standard cable. But this job of measuring the signal loss was very cumbersome and tedious. Because let us try to understand. Suppose we have a signal having power of 1000 milliwatts at the transmitter, and I want to know what is the power at the receiver of that signal. Now if I want to calculate the power loss, what I have to do is I have to check the signal loss or the power loss after every 1 mile. Suppose there is a 10% loss after each mile. Then how do I calculate? So 1000 milliwatt into 0.90 after 1 mile. And suppose this distance is 100 miles. Then I have to multiply by the factor 0.90 for 100 times. And this job was very cumbersome and difficult and tedious for the engineers. And in those days, the electronic calculators were also not there. So engineers thought that there should be some method to quantify the signal loss. And hence decibel, which is a logarithmic measurement, came into existence. This is the major reason for decibel to exist. There are few more reasons why the decibel is there in the electronics field that we will discuss in the next slide. Besides signal loss, dB is also used to measure the sound intensities. The sound intensity table is shown on the screen. The bottom value 1 into 10 raised to minus 12 watt per meter square is faintest sound which can be detected by the human ear, and the 1 watt per meter square, this sound intensity is loudest sound which can be detected by the human ear. So if you see, this is a very wide range, huge dynamic range of the human ear. So if you want to work with this scale, it is very difficult. So this scale has to be compressed, and this is done by the dB scale. So in 1928, Bell Laboratory devised the unit known as Bell in the honor of Alexander Graham Bell, inventor of telephone. So one bell is log to the base 10. It is a ratio of two values. In the denominator, we are having the reference value, and in the numerator, value of interest. That is the value which we want to measure. Again, they found it is somewhat bigger unit, so they went for the decibel, which is 1/10 of the bell. So decibel is given by 10 log to the base 10. This is value 10 log to the base 10, and then ratio of some reference value and your value of interest. Now how to calculate the dB and what is the advantage of it? Let us see. Suppose I want to know the intensity 1 watt per meter square in the form of dB. How should I get? So what I will do to get that, I will write 10 log to the base 10. Value of interest is 1 watt per meter square. Reference value I will take faintest sound, that is 1 into 10 raised to minus 12 watt per meter square. And if that means now watt per meter square is cancelled, and if you calculate this value would be equal to 120 if you do it on the calculator. This is known as 120 dB. So this value comes to be 120. And now suppose I want to know the dB for this 1 into 10 raised to minus 6. So obviously what I will get? So instead of now, see again formula is log to the base 10. So here it is 1 into 10 raised to minus 6 divided by 1 into 10 raised to minus 12. And if you calculate this, it comes to be 60 dB. So this value is 60 dB. And if I want to calculate the dB for this, what I will do, I will use same formula. So dB is equal to 10 to log to the base 10. Here now reference value and value of interest, they are same. So 1 into 10 raised to minus 12 divided by 1 into 10 raised to minus 12. So what I will get is that value comes to be 0 dB. So this value is 0 dB. Try to understand, 0 dB doesn't mean that it doesn't have any sound. It is the reference value and it is a faintest sound. So by dB scale, we can compress the wide range of intensities into a smaller range of some meaningful numbers. That is what is the advantage of the dB scale. Let us compare power ratios in dB scale. Suppose I have a system which has got input power as 1 watt and output power as 2 watt. So this is my PI input power, this is output power PO. So in decibel we calculate it like this, log to the base 10 PO upon PI. So if I put the values 10 log to the base 10, this is 2 divided by 1, this answer comes to be 3.010, so approximately 3 dB. So what we can say, when power is doubled, there is a change of 3 dB. Now we also know power is given by the formula V square upon R. So my PO I represent as VO square upon R and PI as VI square upon R. Now I write it dB like this, 10 log to the base 10 VO square upon R divided by VI square upon R. So RR gets cancelled. So this becomes 10 log to the base 10 VO upon VI bracket square. So that comes to be 20 log to the base 10 VO upon VI. So voltage gain in decibel is given by this formula, whereas power gain in decibel is given by this formula. Now let us see, if I have a system when I give 1 volt as an input and suppose I get 2 volt output. So can I say in dB there is a change of 3 dB? No. What I mean to say, when I make here 1 watt power 2 watts, so when I make it double, there is a 3 dB change. And when I suppose have input voltage 1 volt and output voltage 2 volt, I am also doubling here. So will I get 3 dB? No, because this formula is 10 log to the base 10. Here it is 20 log to the base 10. Then if I want to know 3 dB change, what should be the output? Then what I will do, I will write it here 3 dB 20 log to the base 10 VO upon VI. VI is my 1 volt. Now if I calculate now VO, I will get VO as root 2, that is 1.41 volt. That means when input is 1 volt and if output is 1.41 volt, then I will get a change of 3 dB. So please keep it in mind, when power is doubled, there is a change of 3 dB. But when output voltage is 1.41 times input voltage, then only there is a 3 dB change in voltage gain. Now see what happens when I make power half. For example, take the system where input power is 1 watt and suppose my output power is 0.5 watts. So formula is same, dB 10 log to the base 10 PO upon PI. So that comes to be 10 log to the base 10. PO is now 0.5 watts and PI is 1 watt. So this is 10 log to the base 10.5. If you calculate this, it comes to be minus 3.010, that is approximately minus 3 dB. That means when power is made half, then this is watts. When power is made half, there is a change of minus 3 dB. Similarly, suppose I have a system where input voltage is 1 volt and output which I want, and I want to know now to get minus 3 dB what should be the output voltage VO. Then same way I can calculate. I want minus 3 dB 20 log to the base 10. So I want VO, VI is 1. If you calculate this, you will get VO as 1 upon root 2. That is 0.707. That means when I make input voltage, suppose input voltage is 1 volt, and if output voltage is 0.707, then only I get a change of minus 3 dB. So I repeat, when power is doubled, there is a change of 3 dB. When power is made half, there is a change of minus 3 dB. When voltage 1 volt is made 1.41, or in other words, if output voltage is 1.41 times input voltage, there is a 3 dB change. And if output voltage is 0.70 times input voltage, then there is a minus 3 dB. So whatever formula we have used for voltage, same formulas we can use for currents. These 3 dB values, they have significance when we talk about the frequency response and cutoff frequencies that we will see in the next slide. Let us discuss why minus 3 dB is taken, and is it always minus 3 dB. The frequency response curve of an amplifier is shown on the slide. The constant value of the gain is our reference value, and it is 0 dB value. So it is shown here. To get half power points, we will take minus 3 dB value, and this is the line for minus 3 dB. We have seen in previous slide, when power is half, it is minus 3 dB. When this line intersects our frequency response, we get 2 points. This is our first point of the intersection. This is known as cutoff frequency FL, and the second point is here, and it is known as FH. The difference between these two is known as bandwidth. Now question is, why we take minus 3 dB? So we take minus 3 dB as standard in case of amplifier, filter, integrator, differentiator circuits. At minus 3 dB, we know we come down to half power. If we go down further, that is, if I go to minus 4 dB or more than that, then my circuit becomes unstable and circuit starts malfunctioning. So we do not get desired results, and we do not get any useful signal. So till minus 3 dB, circuit is stable, and that's why minus 3 dB is a standard for some circuits. Now our question is it always minus 3 dB for all the frequency response? So it is not at all standard for all the circuit. It depends on which parameters you want to test. You can select your standard for your application as per your convenience. It is perfectly fine if you are taking more than minus 3 dB. That depends on your system. There is no thumb rule to select minus 3 dB only. Thank you for watching my video. If you are satisfied, then please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you once again.